it looks like this is starting another feed for me, so I'm not sure how I'm going to do this. Put it back, but it was right next to me and I had to get up and go get it. I could have just left it running. Oh well. Anyway, here it is. I finished it. It's the one that I was knitting out of soft payette, and it came out to be a lap blanket. And it's really squishy and nice, and I am not letting my dogs on this sucker because I think they would totally rip out all the sequins and everything. They'd love to scratch everything, especially when they're getting comfortable to go to sleep. So anyway, there's that. And the next thing I'm going to talk about, I have a lot of stuff to talk about for the last couple of weeks. Obviously I went back to school, and I've been very busy with getting back to work. But it hasn't stopped me from dying. I'm still dying. I think it's funny sometimes. I've had some people saying that I might be a hobby dyer, but I'm a part-time dyer and I'm a part-time speech therapist. Somebody say I'm a hobby speech therapist? I don't think so. Anyway, I have been doing this for a year. I've been podcasting for over a year, so I'm not going anywhere. Anyway, we did have a really fun last couple of weeks. Last weekend, my husband and I went out on Saturday morning, and we were looking for a new place to eat. And there's this place called The Domain near us that's got a lot of little cute shops and restaurants. And we ended up walking by this place called Punch Bowl Social. And we walked in, and they were having mock service, which meant we got everything for free. And it was so good. All their food is freshly made, and they try to source from local, local farmers and such. I do think they have some of the things that they get from somewhere else, but everything is fresh and made from scratch. So it was really good. The food was just amazing. And the cool thing about it is they don't just have food. They also have, it's kind of like a gaming place. It's more like I guess to me it's like Main Event for adults. Next door they had this 360 bar, and all the seats around the bar were quilted, kind of looking old-timey, and they had 8 bowling lanes, but they are shorter. They're not like your standard size bowling lanes, so they were saying you probably couldn't do league stuff there, but I don't bowl. I'm really bad at bowling, actually. And then they also had karaoke, and the cool thing is that if you wanted to do karaoke, it was in little private rooms, so you could rent a room and like have your friends in there, and you guys could just all do karaoke, and it's soundproofed, so nobody outside will hear you wailing away. And they had other stuff like shuffleboard and air hockey. They actually had a lot of board games, and there's lots of places to sit, and they're very comfortable, and they're nice new chairs, and it's a beautiful place. It's the ceilings are high like a warehouse, but they did a really nice job, and it was really neat to see, and we had a lot of fun. And they also have vintage video games, and they had I put up a picture on Twitter of me in front of a Pengo game. When I was a kid, my brother won a Pengo game from a cereal box. And it's a full-size game. It was so funny because my mom was going to throw the box away, and my brother said, "No, let me see that." And my mom's like, "You're not going to win anything." And he did. So we had a Pengo machine in our kitchen for maybe a year. Because, we had parties and we had friends over. We all wanted to play on the Pengo machine. And then my brother sold it and started like his bank account with a decent amount of money. So anyway, it was kind of neat to see that. And they had my favorites. Ms. Pac-Man and Space Invaders were my favorites when I was a kid. So we're definitely going to go back there again. That was a lot of fun. And today we went out to lunch at a place I think I talked about before. And they also use local foods and stuff. That was pretty good. I didn't have anything real special. I just had like a vegetarian sandwich. It was good. But it wasn't like Punch Bowl Social. Food was really, really just amazing. And their fries were so good. They do make their fries fresh there, but the seasoning on them was so good you don't even need ketchup, and I love ketchup. So anyway, we also went out with my friend Wendy The other one I talked about who's done a lot of knitting with my yarn. She was actually knitting with my yarn when we met her. This time we went out because it was her birthday. We went and had Indian food, and that was really yummy. And also, like I said, I went to a new knitting group, and it was a lot of fun. There were like 5 or 6 of us, and it was good. We had fun. It was nice to meet everybody. And the big thing that I was waiting to tell y'all, a lot of y'all probably already know from on Ravelry or on Instagram, is that my yarn is now in my local yarn shop. Actually, the one that I go to the most. It's in the Happy You, and that's the one that's in Jonestown. And if you guys are in Austin for the yarn crawl, or if you live in Austin, go check it out. Because I gave her a lot of my merino nylon sock yarn, and she has some of the new cashmere base and some of the new silk base. So go check it out, and I'm really excited. I know at least one has sold already, but I'm hoping to get out there sometime soon so that I can check it out. I think she's having a anniversary sale. I think it's her 3rd anniversary, maybe. I think she's having a party and an anniversary sale this weekend, so I hope to get out there sometime this week. As far as reading, I'm still reading the same stuff, nothing new. Sadly, I had to return my Deborah Harkness book because somebody else had a request on it, so I'm only like halfway through, but thank God for Goodreads, because I put down the page number that I'm on, and I won't lose it. You know, I remember back in the day, like I'd write the page number down somewhere, and then I'd lose a piece of paper. It's in Goodreads. I don't have to worry about it. Goodreads, awesome. If you love to read and like to keep track of what you're reading, that's a great place to do it. As far as enabling goes, really all I've gotten were books. Half-price books that I've talked about before had a 20% off sale. And I got some stuff a couple days ago, and I got a few more things today. But I'm just going to talk about what I got last time. The other 2 books I'll save for next time. I did get an old issue of Spin-Off. I don't remember which one, but one thing that attracted me was there was an article from Stephanie Pearl McPhee in it about knitting Muada silk purses, which that's more like what I would rather do with my Muada silk that I got from her class. I probably won't knit a baby bonnet, but I'm more likely to knit like a silk purse or knit some mitts, but I don't know if I have enough for the mitts. I probably have enough to do the little silk purse thing, so I thought that would be cool to check out. Then I also bought, who cares? I'm taking the tag off so you don't see how much it costs, but it doesn't matter. It's half price. Basically, it's not full price anyway. But it is. The nice thing is this looks like a brand new book to me. I don't think somebody sold it to them. I think they must have had extra, you know, a surplus or something, and they got sent this. This is Knits for Nerds. And while I don't like everything that's nerdy, like I'm not a Doctor Who fan, I'm not a Sherlock fan. Star Wars I liked when I was a kid, but I'm not real big into it anymore. They do have some things in here that I think are really, really awesome. Oh, I love these. I hadn't seen these before, but I probably wouldn't do anything that has fingers on it because I think they'd be kind of fiddly. But these are called, that's called the Dragon Rider's gloves, which is cool because you guys know I love dragons. This one I definitely want to make, and this is the second shrug I said I want to make, so we'll see if I actually do it or not. This is called the Light of Arendelle shrug, and I'm sure this is modeled after the elf. I forget what her name is. The elf in she's like an elf princess in The Hobbit. Let's see if it says her name on here. Galadriel. Anyway, I love that shrug. And shrugs are really great for the weather here in Texas because it might be, when you go out at night, it might be warm, but then it might get really cool later on. And it's also good for, they love to crank the AC here. I don't get it. I don't understand why anybody thinks that inside a building needs to be 60 degrees, but whatever. I know some of it has to do with, when you're in big buildings, they can't control the way that the thermostat blows air into each different area, but anyway, it's useful to have here because of that. And my husband wants me to make this, but I'm like, I don't know. I have the feeling he says that he would wear it as a joke, but I have the feeling he would want me to wear it. I don't know if I want to wear that. You know, the standard Princess Leia hat. I think that's pretty funny. And then this one, I'm not a big Star Trek fan. I like Star Trek, but I've never wanted to like buy Star Trek things or any of that kind of stuff. But I do think this is really cute, and I think those would look great with a pair of leggings. This is a Star Trek dress. I love the shape of it, and I would consider making one of those. It doesn't look difficult at all, and it would look great with a pair of leggings. And this one is so cute. This is called the Robot of the Future. And it's funny to me, it looks a little bit like that baby Groot, like the head does. So it makes me think of Groot now that I've seen that movie. And actually, that's what my husband said he's going to try to make his costume of for Halloween. He's going to try to make a Groot costume. And he wants me to be the lady, I forget her name, the green lady who's green, who's like the warrior princess. I may be her. I don't know. We'll see. This is a brown coat sweater. You can't see the detail in that, but it does have, there you go, it has lace detail on the bottom. And I think it's a really pretty sweater. I've seen some of Firefly. I'm not like a huge fan, but like I said, some of these things I just think are really cool anyway. I think that was most of the ones that I liked. Oh, there is also, and I've seen patterns similar to this, the Big Bang Girls sweater, and I do love Big Bang Theory. They're so hilarious. Some of them make me think they are kind of like my students all grown up. Anyway, this is Knits for Nerds. 30 projects, science fiction, comic book, fantasy, and Joan of Dark is the author, aka Tony Carr. That's actually really cool. That's very cute. So that's my enabling for this week. And I did buy a couple other books because I went to another half-price today. But I'll talk about those next time I record, which will probably be in 2 weeks. I was watching Fiber Trek, and she said she's going back to school. Fiber Trek, what are you going back to school for? I can't remember her first name. Oh, I know it's Swensty. I have to remember her name next time. Anyway, she was saying that she's probably going to record every 2 weeks, and if you get an extra one in there, that's a bonus, and that'll be good. So that's kind of what I'm thinking. I really did enjoy recording every single week, but I may not be able to pull that off right now, so I'm just going to promise every other week. I can definitely do that. So, that's my enabling. Watching, I have completed watching Hemlock Grove Season 2. If you like supernatural stuff, I would watch it. Oh my god. I'm not going to say anything, but you got to watch through the end of Season 2. And then I started reading, not reading. I'm thinking that because I just found this book today when I went shopping, and I bought the book Bitten by Kelly Armstrong. I just finished watching Bitten Season 1, which I think was a Sci-Fi Channel series, and it's based on the books by, like I said, by Kelly Armstrong. And the interesting thing is that the werewolf is a female. It's about werewolves, and it's basically, it kind of centers around a female werewolf, and this series is really good too. And then we're continuing to watch Cosmos. My husband and I are going through that together. Some of them I feel like I need to watch again, but I think that's also because I was multitasking, and if you're not paying attention, you might miss some of the things that they're talking about, or not completely be able to follow the rest of the way if you miss like a little part of it. But I'm learning and relearning a lot of stuff about the Earth and its history. Oh, I have 2 giveaways to do. One of them is for the Undead Yarn Knit Along, Weave Along, Crochet Along. I had one entry this month, so I told her she's the shoe-in for the winner for the pattern, $7 or less pattern. It's BZ Mama, and she also has the Sampler Girl podcast. So if you, Tanya Marie, would PM me, I don't think I have your address yet. I don't know. I might, but if you would PM me just in case and send me your address. Not address. I don't need your address. What am I talking about? Tell me which pattern you want. Okay, guys, into the long weekend. Give me a break. Anyway, I also did a 200 member drawing because we have 200 members as of this morning. or maybe yesterday morning. Last time I checked anyway, there were 200 members in the Ravelry group, and the winner was number 35. The way that I figured it out is I went to the introduction thread, so if you would like to be entered into any of the future drawings, I'm probably going to do it every time we reach another 100. Right now we're at 200, so next one will be when we reach 300. And if you introduce yourself in the thread, then you are eligible to win a skein of my yarn. But you also have to be a member of the group, because I was going back through and I noticed there are people who introduce themselves that are no longer in the group. So if I pull their number, they're not going to be eligible for a prize anymore. Anyway, the winner was number 35, and she is Christy B. from Irving, Texas. So if you would let me know, PM me, I do need your address. PM me your address and look at my shop and tell me which skein of yarn or what kind of yarn you would like me to send out to you. It's going to be your choice. I also wanted to talk about some new colorways that I have in the shop. 2 of them, actually, I wish I had to show you, but they sold out already. I have a new self-striping called Poison, and it is black and neon green and neon purple, and it's self-striping. And then the other one is called Kaiju self-striping, and that one looks like the Kaiju in the movies. I believe it was Pacific Rim or Godzilla. I don't remember, one of those two had the Kaiju in it. And that one's self-striping too, and it's turquoise and black self-striping. And so far I've dyed those on my new bases, my cashmere base and my BFL base, and those are already gone. So I will try to dye up some more. So if you want to see what those look like, you can go look at the shop. I think you can always pull up sold orders, and you can still see some old colorways if you want to. And then I have a new one called Atlantis. And this one is like a darker blue, and it's tonal. You can see there's tonals. There's spots that are lighter and spots that are darker. And it's kind of got some whites in it too. And this is in the worsted base. I have 3 in the worsted. Oops, that's not the worsted one. 3 in worsted weight, which is 175 yards, and it's a single ply worsted weight merino. And then this one is my sport base, which is, so this is also a sock yarn. This one, you see this one dyed a little differently. This is also Atlantis. I haven't put this one up yet. This one is 75% superwash merino, 25% nylon, and it's 374 yards in sport weight. So this is the new colorway I can show you. The other 2 you'll have to go and look on the web and see what they look like. But anyway, things have been going great with the shop, and I'm excited to be back at work, but I'm also excited to be having my new bases and dyeing new colors and everything. So I hope you guys have a great week, and I will talk to you soon. Get busy knitting or get busy dyeing.